Hello, this is Steve Thoele, Principal Broker with Premier Property Group, and bringing you another update on the McMinnville real estate market. This update will cover the last 8 weeks of market activity, ending this past Sunday, March 26th. So going to share my screen with you now and go through the info with you as I always do. Before I do that, though, always putting in a quick plug for my YouTube channel here. So if you already haven't done so, please subscribe to it if you're interested in kind of keeping up to date on what's happening in your local market. And if this information is of value to you, I always appreciate any likes or comments that you have as well. So, okay, so we'll start off looking at active listings. So this last week we had 10 new properties come on the market, and you kind of see that we've had a low of 5 and a high of 13 per week, so kind of right in the middle of that. And then this last week we ended up with 46 homes active on the market as of the end of the week, down just a little bit from the prior week. And the median price and days on market for the active listings, you can see that that's been fairly steady in terms of the price. Had a low of 551 and then a high of 573, and this last week it was 560. It's been kind of in the mid 550s to 560s over the past month here, as you can kind of see. And then days on market kind of started off at a high of 38 days, and then lowest of 17. This last week ticked up a little bit to 23 days. So for the most recent 46 homes on the market, we're on the market on average about 3 weeks right now, a little over 3 weeks. Moving along to pending sales. This last week, I had a good little surge of pendings. We had 12 this last week, up quite a bit from the week prior. You can kind of see we only had 3. And you can kind of see we've been having a nice little kind of buildup of pending inventory here, homes that are under contract and getting ready to sell. And this last week came in at 49, which is a slight high for the period here. And the median price, days on market for those pendings, you can kind of see that's been on the rise in terms of the price. Had a low of 450. And it's been kind of steadily rising this last 2 weeks now. It came in at 487,000. And then days on market for those pendings, you can kind of see pretty tight range. Had a low of 10 days, high of 17. Last 2 weeks, it's been right at 14 days. So the homes have been getting into contract, have been on the market for about an average of 2 weeks. And then finally here, we'll look at sold listing activity. So as of the time I put the info together here, had a good little burst of closings this last week as well. Ended up with 10. And week before that was 4. So you can kind of see it's been between 3 and 10 per week. And when I look back over the prior 4 weeks of activity on a week-by-week basis, we got clear up this last week to 29 closings over the prior 4 weeks, which you can kind of see is a high for this past 8-week period here. So, all the pendings that have been kind of happening, we're starting to see continual increase in the number of closings, which you would expect. And then the sold price and days on market for the sold listings, it's been a fairly tight range, particularly over the last month. We had a low of 420 and a high of 455. This last week came in just a little bit below that at 450,000. And then days on market for the solds, you can see after a couple beginning of the period, pretty high days on market for the solds. It's dropped way down. So, again, homes have been getting into contract much quicker over this past month and a half now. And this last week ended up at 12 days of average market time for these 29 homes that sold over the last 4 weeks. And then finally, we'll look at the weeks of inventory and the sale price as a percent of the original list price. So the red bars is the weeks of inventory, and you can see after reaching a high of a little over 13 weeks of inventory earlier in the period, about 7 weeks back, we've just kind of seen that kind of continue to come down. This last week came clear down to just over 6 weeks, so less than half of kind of what we were, a month and a half ago, basically. So about a month and a half of inventory right now on the market based on the current level of supply and the amount of demand that we have. So it's come way down. And then the sale price as a percent of the original list price, you can kind of see that's really strengthened here over the past 2 months as well. So we had, it was about, 92, 93% to begin with, and you can kind of see it's just kind of steadily risen. This last week, just kind of coming in a little under 99%. So pricing is, definitely kind of firmed up, and we're not seeing, sellers have to reduce their price as much as of late to get their homes sold. So definitely a improving market in terms of it's kind of sellers getting what they want, more of a seller's market that we're kind of transitioned back into. Inventories are still really tight. Still not a lot of properties on the market, and we're still seeing definitely some demand out there, particularly for homes that are priced in the mid 400s. So I hope that update has been helpful for you. And if I can be of any further help, please don't hesitate to reach out. My number is 503-680-2065, and you can email me as well, and that information is down below this video. So don't hesitate to reach out if I can be of help. So really appreciate you watching and tuning in again, and hope you have a great day and week ahead. And we will see you on the next video.